Hey you guys, it's Allison and welcome back to my channel. This week's Travel Tuesday is going to be about Salt Lake City, Utah. Okay, so I'm telling you right now, I think Salt Lake City is gonna be like one of my favorite cities of all time. Like, it has this small town vibe, but in a big city. So like, you're in this city with skyscrapers, but you feel like you're kind of like in a small town community. And then on top of it, like the people are super friendly. So are you gonna be in Salt Lake City for a day, a few days, a week, or a month like I was? Then go ahead and keep watching. So I'm gonna give you a few tips on things that you can do in the Salt Lake City area. And remember, I only recommend things that I have personally done. So there's a lot of stuff to do in Salt Lake City, but I'm only gonna talk about the stuff that I've done and my experience with them. Okay, so first I'm gonna start off with things to do in the Salt Lake City area, and then we'll get to the food later because, you know, food's awesome. And I will go ahead and put the location of everything I'm talking about in the description below. So if you're looking for a specific place, I'll go ahead and put that down below so you can easily find it. Okay, so whenever you're first in a city, the best thing to really do is look for like a Lime scooter rentals or Bird or even like bicycles that are electric that you can rent and go around the downtown area. And this is what we did in the Salt Lake City area, and it's the most perfect way to see the city in like a short amount of time. You're able to see everything it has to offer. I really like Lime scooters, and all you have to do is have the app and scan it, and it's like super cheap. You know, it's like only like a few cents per minute or something like that. So it's a cheap way to see the city, go around for 30 minutes and just take it all in. And while you're doing that Lime scooters, you must stop at the Temple Square. It's like the Church of Latter-day Saints temple. It's absolutely beautiful, really cool looking architecture, and a lot of, I know that this can be controversial because a lot of people don't like money put into this type of stuff, but go ahead and just enjoy it for what it is, and it is really pretty, some like nice pictures that you can get. But right now actually they are doing construction on the Mormon temple itself, and it's gonna take about 4 years for it to be completed. So if you are heading there in the near future, your pictures will get kind of obstructed with all of the construction that's going on. But what they're doing is actually restoring the temple so that it can withstand earthquakes, like a 7-point-something earthquake. So that might not be on your next thing to do whenever you're there, but it still was cool for us to see, even with all of the construction going on. Okay, so this next thing is actually probably the highlight of my time in Salt Lake City. It is about an hour and a half west on Interstate 80, and it's called the Bonneville Salt Flats. And I love salt flats. Like, it's been at the top of my bucket list to see the Bolivian salt flats down in Bolivia, and then I saw that there was salt flats in the United States, and we were going to be in Utah, and I was like, no freaking way, like this is so cool. Look at this, we are out in the middle of the salt flats in Utah. So we went with a couple of our buddies out there, and it is just the most unique place ever. Like, we flew the drone out there, we got some cool drone footage, and you can actually like drive your car out on it. And they have this runway where you can like literally go so fast. Like, we were going, I was driving and I didn't want to go too fast because, like, I don't know, I get scared about that kind of stuff. But I was probably going like 55 miles per hour on salt. Like, it wasn't even a road, it was just, but it was like not even bumpy, it was super smooth. It was really, really cool. That's wherever the Bonneville Motor Speedway is also, so you get to see that. You'll see a lot of people like flying down it. We saw this like truck, like dump truck, just like like hauling it down the salt flats. It's really, really cool. But yeah, the salt flats, just take your car out there and get out, and like I took off my shoes and I felt the salt on my feet, and it's just a really cool experience. But if you do take your car out on it, make sure that you give it a bath right away, because it can really mess up like and rust your car and everything. So right whenever we were done there, we took it straight to a car wash and made sure that our car was all nice and good to go. Okay, so this next thing is back in Salt Lake City, and it is a hike, and preferably you want to do this hike at sunset. It is called Ensign Peak, like ensign like in the military officers, like what an O1 is. And it's just like a 30-minute upwards climb. It's right behind like the Capitol building, and it's really easy to get to. You can't stay there after 10 o'clock, I believe, or just like the community, I think they'll call the cops on you or something like that. You just can't be there after 10, but you're good all the way through sunset. We actually went up there twice. We just enjoyed it that much. And I would recommend taking a blanket and setting out a blanket on like this rock area. I found like this perfect spot that almost imitated a chair, and we just watched the sunset go down. It's really enjoyable. Take a drink up there, take some food, have a little picnic, whatever, and just enjoy your time up there. Okay, the next one is actually also a hike, but this time it is about an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes east.
Oh, east? I thought you said west.
I suck at north, south, east, west, whatever. Who cares? It is about an hour and a half or so that way. It's about an hour and a half outside the city. Okay, it's past Park City. All right, it is in the WASATCH National Forest. Man, I am butchering this, aren't I? Well, anyway, it is called the Lofty Lake Loop Trail, and it is about a 5-mile round trip, and it offers beautiful views and a lot of alpine lakes along the trail. And the whole trail is just super enjoyable, and I really like trails that give you a view almost the whole entire time you're on it. So this is definitely a good hike, and I would add it to your list. I would even do it again because it was that enjoyable. And then on your way back, go ahead and hit Park City. Park City is where the 2002 Olympics were held. So there's a lot of stuff to do in that little town. It's a ski town, and it's really cool. A lot of shops, a lot of dining, and just you can easily spend like the evening there just walking around and enjoying that little city area. So the next thing to do is actually a scenic drive through Little Cottonwood Canyon, and it is down 190 if you go towards Brighton from Salt Lake City, and it's just this hour-long beautiful drive with the most scenic views, and it's just, you really take it in. It is gorgeous, and there's cool rock formations and everything. And then what you can end up doing is actually just make a whole entire big circle, and you can stop in Park City there. If you don't want to do the Lofty Lake Loop Trail, you can stop in Park City on your way back to Salt Lake City and see Park City there too. But yeah, that drive is really, it's a good one, and hopefully you have a car if you're in Salt Lake City so that you can go and see this. Okay, so the last thing I'm gonna recommend for you to do before we get to the food is the Living Room Trailhead. And the reason why it's called the Living Room Trailhead is because at the very top, someone, I don't know who, made like living room chairs out of rock. So there's a bunch of like little like benches up there out of rock that they look like little sofas. So you can just sit up there and enjoy the view. It's about a mile-long hike, but it is straight uphill, like straight uphill, and you will feel it. And make sure you take enough water. It is a great little workout. We even saw people running it up and then running down it, and I'm just like, y'all are crazy. I couldn't do that. I was already like killing it. I was like dying going up it, just walking it. So I'm not the most fit person, so. Okay, so let's move on to the food. Like, where should you eat and where should you not eat in Salt Lake City? Okay, so this first place is called Pretty Bird Chicken, and actually one of Aaron's friend, he recommended it to us, and it was delicious. Now, what they specialize in really is just their chicken, fried chicken, and I got the chicken sandwich because it's like my favorite food ever. And I really like spicy food, and I got their like second most spiciest food, and I was like sweating almost. It was hot. So if you don't handle spicy food very well, definitely go with the mild version, because I don't even know if that could be spicy, but it definitely was very spicy, but absolutely delicious. They make their own cool like purple slaw that goes on it, and kind of made Chick-fil-A like a run for its money. But I'm just kidding. Chick-fil-A's the best. Don't mess with my Chick-fil-A. And the next place is SQUATTER'S Pub. This is just right in the downtown area. Also, I mean, it's good beer, good food. Can't really go wrong with it. It's just a nice, wholesome place for you to be able to go, and yeah, I recommend that place. Nothing like too flashy about it, just we had a nice meal there. Okay, the next is the Park Cafe, and honestly, it's some of the best breakfast I think I've ever had. And the portions are huge, so make sure you have a big appetite whenever you go. And it's just like some good breakfast food. And then afterwards, go ahead and just head across the street to the park and then walk off your breakfast. And it's a really pretty park, and really enjoyable time. Okay, so the next one is WASATCH Brew Pub. And this one's in Park City, so whenever you are going to Park City, this is definitely the place to stop. It was great food, great beer, and I might be a little biased about it because we met Trey Kennedy whenever we were there.
Hey, what about like a photo like this and the caption like junk in the trunk? You know, because like trunk, is that funny? Does that make sense?
If you don't know who he is, then you need to look him up because he is hilarious. I kind of fangirled a little too hard, and like my face got like super red, and I was just like, because we were sitting there at the table, and Aaron, he heard his laugh, and his laugh is like recognizable. If you know who he is, you can like hear it already. And then Aaron looked over, and he said it took him like 3 minutes to like say something to the group that we were with, and he was just like, yo, Trey Kennedy is right over there. And I just remember like slapping, and I was like, nuh-uh, you're joking. And I really don't fangirl that often. Like there's probably like 3 people I would, like Zac Efron, like what girl wouldn't, and Chris Pratt probably, and John Krasinski. Like those are the few that I just like would be whoa. And then Trey Kennedy's one of them because I was just like, oh my gosh, Trey Kennedy's right there. It was super cool. I'm not gonna say that if you go to this restaurant you're gonna meet someone really cool, but you might, who knows. Now there's 2 places that we ate at that I just wasn't really too fond of. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you know what they are so that if you run across them on your like Google Maps restaurants or whatever, you can try them out for yourself still if you want, but I just thought they were just okay. The first place was BRUGES, Waffles, and FRITAS. And apparently it's like a crepe kind of place, I guess, or like a lot of like nice like sweet dishes or something, and waffles and stuff. I had the chicken and waffles, and it was just okay. Like maybe I got the wrong thing. We didn't pay for that meal because actually someone took us there, so I mean, no harm, no foul, but everyone talked this place up that it was like the best breakfast in the city, and I definitely thought that the Park City Cafe was like 20 times better. And the next place is actually the Red Rock Brewing Company. The beer just was not good, and I like beer a lot, and it felt cheap, I guess. I felt like I was like drinking Bud Light or something. It just wasn't worth the money that you had to pay for it. And then I had a grilled chicken sandwich, and that's my favorite food, as I said, and it just, I don't know, it just was not that good. And Aaron had just a burger, and he was like, nah, just a burger. So, I mean, I'm sure that you can find something that you'd like there, but we really didn't enjoy it that much. So we only had a month here, and we weren't able to do everything. There is so much stuff to do in Salt Lake City. It's actually quite amazing, all of the things that you can do. And we didn't eat at all the restaurants, but these are what we did, and what our feelings were about them. And so hopefully you can take this information and kind of make your own little itinerary whenever you're in the Salt Lake City area. So if you like this, please give it a thumbs up and a like, and share it with all of your friends, and especially if you know someone who's going to be heading to Salt Lake City sometime soon. And that is it for this week's Travel Tuesday, and until the next video.